Getting paid feels great, unless you record it wrong and your books get messy. I'm Jenny, a professional bookkeeper, and in this video, I'll show you how to correctly receive payments on invoices in QuickBooks Online. You'll keep your records clean, your reports accurate, and avoid double counting income. In our last video, I showed you how to create an invoice. In this video, I'm going to show you how to correctly receive payments on invoices. For this example, I'm going to pretend that I just went down to my mailbox and I received a few checks from my clients. There are some things that I need to do to make sure that I record these correctly. What I'm going to do first is new and receive payment. My first check that I got in the mail was from Amy's Bird Sanctuary. If you watched my last video, you will know that we just sent Amy a new invoice. But this payment is actually for an old invoice. It looks like she still owed us $239 on invoice 1021. We are going to look at our check. We are going to change this payment date to whatever date the check was written. It was actually written on the 1st, and it is check 1555. We're going to change this to check, and we want to make sure that we are currently depositing this to undeposited funds. That seems kind of silly because we're going to put this in our checking account, right? The reason we put it into undeposited funds, or in some accounts it's called payments to deposit, is because we have received this check, but we have not yet put it in the bank account. And that's an important difference to keep in mind. We are going to say this check from Amy is $239, and she is just paying off this invoice 1021. We're going to record and close, even though we could do record and new. I want to show you a different way to record these payments as well. So record and close. Another way we can do this is we can go to our sales and go to invoices. And we can look at these invoices that are overdue or have been partially paid. I am going to say my second check came from John Melton. I'm going to click on this receive payment. Because I selected it directly from there, the customer automatically shows up right here because I already told QuickBooks that this is payment from this person. He also sent us a check. He sent us a check that was dated the 11th. 8764. We're going to make sure we select check and undeposited funds. He's been struggling a little. He is not able to pay us the full amount, so he just sent us a check for $250. It automatically thought $450 because that was the open balance on this particular invoice. But when we do this, it will show up as him still owing money on this particular invoice. We're going to record and close again so I can show this to you. Now we see John Melton. This shows the original amount of this invoice, and this shows that it was partially paid, and now he owes $200 because he just paid us another $250. Now we're going to go and say one more person here paid us. We got this $85 payment from Bill's Windsurf Shop. We're going to receive payment for that one. We're going to make sure we enter all the data again. And we're going to make sure that this goes into undeposited funds since it's not in our bank yet. I just ran into town And I ran into Kathy from Cookies by Kathy. She decided that she wanted to pay me with cash. And I gave her a receipt for that, so everyone knows Kathy has paid. Now, what I'm going to do with this cash is I like to have some cash on hand so that I can purchase things I need. I am going to come over here and receive this payment. And again, it's filling this in automatically for me. She paid me today. I don't have a reference number because it's cash. I am going to make sure I select cash. Cash is something that kind of gets overlooked sometimes in a business, but you need to make sure, especially when you're paying in cash, that you are recording that manually in your QuickBooks. I am going to say that she paid me in cash. I don't want to put this into undeposited funds because I am going to keep this cash on hand for things that I need to purchase. I am going to come in here, and if you look in here, I do not have a cash account set up. That's basically telling you that so far I have had $0 on hand. I don't take money out of the ATM for small things I need to purchase. I just use my checking account or my credit card for things I need to purchase. So I'm going to add new. I'm just going to call it cash on hand. And even though it's not a bank, that would be the account type. And you can see here, detail type, it clicked automatically cash on hand. Now I have this cash on hand account. I don't want to put an opening balance because I am starting this fresh right now. I'm going to click on save. Now I have this cash on hand account that I can use. I'm going to record and close this. Now we're going to say, it has been a couple days. I have taken those checks to the bank and I have deposited them. I deposited all 3 of them together. What I'm going to do is click plus new, and I am going to click on bank deposit over here in other. Now, when we come in here, we can see that there are some things that are sitting in here. You can see there were a couple different payments that didn't get deposited at the end of August. I must have forgotten about those in my drawer. And then I actually did grab those when I went to the bank. I am going to say, just for argument's sake, that I deposited on September 29th, even though that is in the future. I have all 5 of these checks with me, and I am depositing all of them on September 29th. I'm going to select all of these, and I am going to make sure I select the correct account. I am putting them into my checking account. And now that I've selected all of them, made sure that this was the balance of what I put into the checking account, I can save it. When I save this, if I were to accidentally say this was savings and hit save, when I go and look at my transactions that are coming through the bank, it is not going to find this deposit because I am saying it went to my savings. I won't be able to find it in my checking. So I need to make sure that this is correct where I actually deposited it. Once I do this and I go into my bank account in a few days, in the bank feed, I should be able to find this amount and be able to match these 2 together. I'm going to save and close this. Recording these payments properly keeps your accounts receivable accurate and your books stress-free. It also ensures your profit reports reflect reality, not just guesses. If this helped clear things up, hit like, subscribe, and make sure to follow us on our other social platforms. Thanks. Bye.